Oh boy. Oh boy. Now I'm all set up properly. I got a banana. I got me some water. Hello. Let's start from the beginning with my train of thought more clearly defined. So this is... Oh, hey Wolf, how you doing, man? So... Let me start again with a proper explanation of what's going on. So, I wasn't making anything for about, 11 months. And that was mainly because I guess I'd hit a wall. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do or what kind of content I wanted to do anymore. Yes, Frog... I see the Froggle thing has caught on. Thanks, Wolf. Thank you so much for that. So I wasn't sure what I wanted to do for a while. And then I kind of, in that time, I was trying to reevaluate, I guess, what are my goals in terms of being creative. I don't see it. You see, I don't care if people spam because it means they're here. So as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I sort of was drawing up a list of okay, what am I interested in doing? I obviously am interested in writing. I'll do super chats later, by the way. I'm interested in writing. I tried to learn how to draw. I like animation. But people occasionally tell me that I've got a good speaking voice and a good demeanor. So I feel like I need to do something there as well. So I sort of looked at that in that 11 months absence from making anything consistently. And a picture was starting to form of maybe there is something here that I can do. Maybe there is some potential for continuing to make content because frankly I enjoy it and I like seeing people enjoy it. And that makes me happy. And plus it's just creatively satisfying to make something good. But that was it. That was a key thing, right? I want to make stuff that is good. I don't want to be in a situation where after only a couple of months I hate it again. I want to make good stuff consistently. That's sort of it. I think a key thing is that it can stand on its own, stand the test of time, and be something that I can sorry, I was just checking a message. And so what that came to was a list of things that I want to be working at over the next few months to start for the next few months and then see where it goes for there. So for starters, writing. Fun fact about me, I am my own worst critic, which means that I'm very slow when it comes to writing. I was writing a book for a year. I scrapped the whole thing because I hit a wall, and then I couldn't write anything for months. I'm starting to get back into it, but man, it's tough because I've really fallen out of that rhythm. However, hopefully I can get back into that rhythm with these other things that I'm working on right now. So, First and foremost, I have the animation. That's something that I want to start working towards more. I have the software. It fucking out the arse the cost for Adobe Suite, but I got this. I've got Flash, so I can do that. And teach myself how to do that. And hopefully you'll be seeing an animation real soon on this channel that will be nothing but shilling for my future endeavors. But yes, I want to do animations. I got scripts that I'm sitting on that I'll be working on. The one that I just mentioned that I just whispered, sweet nothings into the microphone for. That one, the script is nearly done. I'll be recording it in my new sound booth, which is my wardrobe, which is where I recorded the podcast. And it's funny. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck is that shit? But interestingly enough, all you need is 2 jackets, some sound dampening foam, and it sounds really good. And you can see it in the podcast. It's the best audio quality that I've had. Not like this echo chamber that I'm in right now, which is where I'll have to be doing streams anyway. But so we got the animation. I want to do comics again. And this is kind of a bit of an iffy one, not in the sense that I'm not going to do comics like that. That absolutely is something I'm going to do, but I'm just trying to figure out, how to go about it, because I got ideas which I've talked to with some of the lads about really big graphic novels, like really big graphic novels that I want to do that I think will be fun. But the reality is, right, if you're trying to make the content on YouTube, you got to be able to find something that is more doable consistently, that's a little bit more accessible. So we will see what form that takes. And I will let you know where to find those, because you won't be finding... They'll either go through like the Fringy Twitter, or the thing that I will talk about very last. But yeah, keep an ear to the ground for that. And the third thing, right? Or the fourth thing, actually. The fourth main thing is the podcast. Cosmoronic! The best podcast... I probably can't say that just yet. No, it's probably not the most ambitious either. It is a podcast this side of Alpha Centauri. And the idea is, hopefully this will be one that I will stick with better than my last attempt at a podcast, which I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to do a podcast that was just me on my own, trying to like talk for an hour on my own. It wasn't sustainable. And I hope that this one will be more sustainable, more dynamic, and really sort of interesting to watch. Like, I've really put a lot of thought into how I want to go about with this podcast, which is linked in the description right now. Go watch it. It features Mauler. We talk about a whole bunch of topics from media. It's going to be super, like, malleable in terms of what sort of discussions we have, because it's obviously going to be different depending on which guests we have. I currently have a list in my head of guests whom I'd like to talk to. One of them rated the stream earlier. But I'll be trying to scratch those off. And right now the plan is to do it fortnightly. It will be consistent in terms of date at some point. Right now it was just I needed to put the pressure on myself to get it out more so than anything else. I just needed to get it out, because once I got started, I should hopefully be able to keep churning along, keep the wheel spinning more consistently for it. In terms of the format, that'll be something to figure out later on. What I realize is I shouldn't get too stressed out about the format, in the sense of, it needs to all be figured out right from the start. Like, I got time, you know what I mean? Like, I got time to figure out, what sort of format I want it to be in. But I think it will all sort of form together. Give it a couple of months, and I'm excited. I am really excited about doing the podcast, and I think it's probably the best way for me to still do that kind of something that was similar to what I had done for a long time, but wasn't too much pressure. Because the reality is that if somebody were to say, okay, Fringy, you should keep making long-form, well-edited videos, it's like, cool, then I can't do anything else. And I want to do the animation and the cartoons and writing my books and things like that. So I feel like this is the best sort of compromise. We'll see how it goes, though. I hope you really enjoy it. I really want it to be good. And like I said, episode 1 is up now in the description. New episodes, I'll let you know sort of how it sort of chugs along in terms of formatting and stuff like that. Where will the podcast be besides YouTube? I guess SoundCloud is probably the next best bet. iTunes maybe, I don't know. I think YouTube to start, and once once. I say it like it's guaranteed, but like if it starts to catch on, then we'll start seeing about putting it elsewhere. Because I kind of realize that, you know, obviously people want to listen to it without chewing into their data, their mobile data, you know. I do have an MP3 for this one already. But I'm not sure when I'll upload it, but I'll probably put it on my website. Speaking of, so I will explain this a bit more in the upcoming like cartoon that hopefully I'll be able to finish in a month. I'm really like, I can't give you a time. I am busy as fuck at the moment. Like right now, I'm staring at my drawing tablet that I'm working on a commission for someone. Before I forget, I'm doing commissions now. So, send me a DM on Twitter. Look at my pinned tweet on Twitter. That's where I've got my sort of price estimates and stuff like that. That's a thing that I'm doing now. And hold on. And all of it ties to a thing called dubious sanity, which is what I'm viewing as my new sort of platform for doing all of this. I will talk about it at a later point in the whenever that video comes out on this channel that sort of starts directing people to what I'm doing next. But this channel will exist. I think this channel will continue to exist and will be more of like a laid back, informal place for content. So you go to the other, you know, you go to the new proper places for the well scripted, well edited, you know, the proper shit, right? And then here on the Fringy channel is where I'll have the more laid back, casual stuff. So for example, what I mean, like E3's coming up. You know that I'm gonna be trying to stream. Oh, that's actually like right in the middle of exams. Oh, I might have to rethink that, but I'll try. I'll try and do stuff like that, you know, in the meantime, like on this channel. That seems to be a good idea because I'm attached to this channel, no doubt. Even despite the fact that I think the majority of the content on this channel is god awful. Not the recent stuff like the 101 venture. Like I think that's still pretty good, but yeah, I think a lot of it's shit. But despite that, I'm still attached to it because there's no denying that it was important, that it was an important platform for me to figure out what I'm interested in. You know, had I not done YouTube, there's a good chance I wouldn't have, you know, tried to get better at learning how to draw. That wouldn't be a thing that I'm doing now. Your content isn't awful. Yeah, thing is, you can say that, but like I can't. I don't know. I'm my own worst critic. I am my own worst critic, and it's part of the reason why I never get anything done. Hopefully that'll change. If you like them, that's fine. That's good even. If you like that stuff, that's good. Don't let me take that away from you. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that you don't have to not like it. Alright, so I had 2 super chats. Buin the Dragon, Wolf sends his regards with extra cheese. Thanks, mate. Goldie sent $10. Hashtag froggled. Thank you. Alright, so with that explanation out of the way for the last 15 minutes, I will keep streaming for probably about another hour or so. While I work on this commission. But this is where, yeah, so watch Cosmoronic number 1. That's the main thing. Watch Cosmoronic episode 1. Do it. Do it. You ain't got anything else going on if you're here. Do it. Or stick around for this stream. Just open the tab, have it there, and I'll try and keep you updated on, as, you know, I start publishing Cosmoronic to other platforms and sort of getting things sorted out. Man, I'm great at choking on water. Alright, Q&A time while I work on this commission. Fringy, have you done calculus? Yeah, I did calculus in school. So that was a while ago. I think I did calculus in year 10. That's probably when I started calculus, which, geez, that's like 8 years. The existential crisis. Fringy, do you think Crash will ever get into Smash? He deserves it. Had you told me this a couple of months ago, I would have said no, but then Joker, a game that is not on a Nintendo console, got into the game, so everything's possible. A lot of people think it's going to be Dante, now that Devil May Cry is coming to Switch. That'd be really cool if it's Dante. What made you go with the Plague Doctor look? I think Plague Doctors are awesome, dude. Really, really cool. I really like Plague Doctors. I also think it's a really unique design that had built upon the knowledge that I had learned in terms of character designs. My idea for the Fringy character as well, in terms of the comic, my idea is to introduce a secondary character who has been in an iterative phase for fucking years. Felix. At first he was a silent kangaroo, but now I'm thinking that having him be a mouthy kookaburra, you know, just to push that Australian angle forward more. What is your thought on the recent rise of progressive YouTubers like Peter Coffin, ContraPoints, before the mentioned H-Bomber guys, Sean and Jen? I'm not really sure what the question is. I'm not really sure what you mean. Can you just re-explain, I guess, what your question is more specifically? I'm sure that there's a question in there that's worth discussing, though. I'm not trying to be dismissive or anything. I'm just not sure what you mean. Do you think Crash Bandicoot fans should stop asking for remakes and they should make new games as good as the original trilogy? I would absolutely like it if they made new games, but I guess you know, I'm okay with them remaking, because especially like Crash Team Racing, that game, man, my childhood is in that game. Like, what's your opinion on him? Okay. I haven't watched enough of those. I don't really get the appeal of some of them. Like, I think Sean and Jen sucks balls. I know Fratanga likes his channel. I'm not sure why. I think Sean and Jen sucks. H-Bomber guy is inconsistent. He makes some good stuff, he makes some bad stuff. I think his argumentation sometimes is bad, but sometimes it's good, so it's kind of like inconsistent. And I mean, like, if he heard me say that, he'd probably just be like, oh, you just like it when it agrees with you and dislike it when it doesn't. And it's like, well, yeah. He's not bad at all. Like, in terms of his presentation values, it's pretty good, and he's really eloquent. There's no denying that. I don't know what I would say about the rise of them more so than maybe just people. There are a lot of bad anti-SJW YouTube channels with bad argumentation and just fucking idiot, stupid, like... There are a lot of dumb people who manage to become successful off of the back of, lol, aren't social justice warriors stupid? There are plenty of those. No bullshit, great example. That guy's dumb as fuck, and like, he doesn't say anything worth a shit, but he got popular because he did that exact thing. Candace Owens, I could be so rich if I was like, look at me, I'm black and conservative. Holy shit, this is like a paradox. I'm breaking trends. Look at me. And then everybody forgets that she made that social media doxing app that she wanted to get funded on Kickstarter. So that's what I would say about that subject. Have new games just become big disappointments recently? It's hard to say. I haven't really played that many. I haven't played many games that have released this year. Resident Evil 2 was really good. The trend here is that Capcom's been doing really good. And then recently was Mortal Kombat 11, which is I like it, but I don't know. I don't have the time to unlock the content, which I never thought I would say about video games, but it's just really grindy. Not a huge fan. No bullshit brags about going to university like it makes him a higher being. By the end of next year, I'm going to be like the most overqualified 20-something you've ever met. And you can be damn sure that that's not going to come up as an argument, because it literally isn't one. What games would you recommend? Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2 Remake. I don't know about Days Gone. I haven't played that one yet. We'll see, maybe. I'm not sure. What are your thoughts on people whining about Jax's ending in Mortal Kombat 11? I mean, it's kind of dumb and pandery, but, it's not a big deal. I don't know why it was such a big deal. I don't know why I kept reading about it. Like, Mortal Kombat 11. Why am I talking while I'm eating? Jack's ending is controlled opposition. The suppression of female sexuality by puritanical killjoys is the actual controversy. I like the designs way more in this game than in MK9. The designs in MK9 suck. They're really bad. I don't know how anybody can look at the designs now and go, this is worse than these old ones. The old ones are not good. They look bad. It's like they're basically fighting in bikinis. It's lame. I've always preferred when characters seem dressed appropriately. I guess the people who make the observation, but a lot of the male characters are topless as costumes. It's like, now that maybe is a fair point, but I don't think it's the same. Because topless men, it's not really, a shirtless guy is not really, too provocative, I don't think. Whereas, a shirtless woman is obviously a bit different. But there's probably more of a debate there. I just don't give a shit. If the design looks good, it's good. MK11's story was god-awful. Yeah, don't do time travel. Speaking of Avengers Endgame, subjectively, I talk about this in the podcast. Go check out the podcast, fellas. But anyway, I subjectively love it, but the plot is riddled, and a lot of it has to do with the time travel. That's what I would say about that movie. Please tell me you're keeping up with Space Citizens burning $250,000. I'm not up to date with that, but holy balls. If you had the ability to go back in time, would you use that power to prevent human atrocities? That's a big question. What are the consequences of that? What are the knock-on effects? What doesn't happen as a consequence? does it get worse if you change it? Like, I mean, time travel is, you know, it's kind of an interesting topic, but oh, shouldn't have spoiled that. Oh yeah, sorry. I just assumed that if you haven't seen Endgame, you don't give a fuck. Let's get real. It's been 2 months. No, it's been like 2.5 weeks. If you haven't seen it, it's made $2 billion. Like, if you haven't seen it, you weren't gonna watch it. But yes, I will try and be more careful. I am of the view that if you're on the internet like right now and you haven't seen that movie, like, you're really asking for it to get spoiled. Oh, $2 from Princess Unicorn Nipples. Thanks. I don't care about Endgame spoilers. I care about DMC5 spoilers. Well, I won't say anything about that one. I haven't seen Endgame. Is it worth it to go see it? Yeah, if you're invested in the MCU, yes, absolutely. Even if not, I think it's worthwhile to just go watch it anyway. The problem with time travel is that it's hard to compare/gauge it to anything in the real world. Also, it can get out of hand if poorly handled and can break a story. Yes. I would never do time travel in a story, I don't think, unless the story was about time travel, and it would be really in depth. Whereas, like, Avengers Endgame is very casual, you know, about it, and it doesn't make sense in the film. We talk about this in the podcast a little bit. Did you hear about that guy in Seoul getting the soul beat out of him in Hong Kong for spoiling Endgame? I did. I did. Well, he tried to maliciously spoil it for people, so yeah. It's confirmed the MCU works under the multiverse model of time travel. Yeah, that presents a whole bunch of issues, man. Mauler has talked about it on EFAP as well. I've had many conversations about it. I'm not really going to talk about it like right now, just because I've already talked about it so much. Did you hear EA Access is finally coming to PS4? I didn't, but that sure is something. I'll just keep working on this commission now. Keep the stream going though. Keep sending me questions through. I forgot. It's been a while since I've been able to talk about this stuff. I will give you $1 donation. Well, you're not going to get any arguments from me, buddy. I need the shekels to pay for my crippling cocaine addiction. Most Wanted Smash DLC. I'm not sure, actually. I mean, Crash would be really cool. That would be a big surprise, but that would be really cool. Like yeah, that's probably the one. If there were one, that'd be the one I want. want Spyro. Yeah, that'd be a cool one too. Steve from Minecraft. Nothing's off the table though. That's the big thing about this. About it all now. You know, nothing is truly out of the picture. I mean, it really is insane just how big that game is in terms of content. I mean, like, holy crap. Banjo. Yeah, that's the one I've seen a lot of people talking about. And again, you know, for a while it was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Cuphead might be one. Yeah, that's now that I think about it, Cuphead. We need Obama in Smash. I want the new Sonic in Smash. Fucking hell, man. You gotta give me nightmares if you do that. I think you would fit right in. You know? You got the announcer. You got Sonic. And then retarded Sonic. You're too slow, dude. Detective Pikachu. Oh yeah, I'll watch that soon. At least that's the plan. I'm not sure it's gonna be good. I guess like I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I think it's just something I gotta watch. I mean, it looks kind of like Pokemon Deadpool, you know. Dante would be slick. Yeah, it would, man, wouldn't it? It'd just be really cool, you know. Like, imagine if his special moves were, imagine if his special moves were, you know, all of his styles. So, like, you know, beat up would be trickster. You know, be right swords or gunslinger. Like, holy, oh. Oh, that's got my mind racing now. Jesus. That'd be really cool. And then, you know, for his winning victory, it's like, come on, buddy, how about I take you out for a walk? And then maybe as an alternate costume, you can play as Virgil. One of his taunts is Jackpot. Oh, my mind's racing. You excited for John Wick Chapter 3? Yes, I am very excited. John Wick is the shit. How about Adam Jensen for Deus Ex? Well, you know I'd be on board for that. You know that I would be on board for that, but whether or not it actually happens is another story. That's funny, right? Because I follow... I should be able to pronounce his name. Eli, Eli, the man who voices Adam Jensen. He still seems to be very keen on continuing. And that, you know, he should be, because those games are too good. And he really makes that character. But seemingly nothing's happening with it right now. Just Square Enix isn't doing anything. It's a fucking shame, too. Saitama, that'd be an interesting one. Isaac Clarke, yeah, good luck with that one. Like, good luck with that one. Holy crap. Could you imagine? His finishing move is like, he just opens up a door and a bunch of necromorphs jump onto all the other fighters and start killing them. Now you've just reminded me about another series that is just nothing's happening with it. Now I'm sad. Trevor Phillips from Grand Theft Auto 5. Alex Mercer, isn't he, he's, the prototype guy, isn't he? Yeah, I keep seeing Shantae, but I don't even know who that is. I just see the design. I'm sure that's some sort of gaming blasphemy. Shrek and Smash, Jesus. Could you imagine? You know, you're watching a Nintendo Direct and you just hear, onions have layers, ogres have layers. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Vinny Vinesauce would love that. Yeah, I'm sure he would. Can Putin be in Smash? Fucking hell. What are some games you think are underrated? For me, it's Jade Empire. Not the best BioWare game, but it's a lot of fun. L.A. Noire, I think, is supremely underrated. Like, that's genuinely innovative. Like, it's super innovative. What else would I put on that list? It's hard, man. You know, like if someone asks what's an underrated game, it's like, shit, now I've got to think about games that I might have forgotten about because that's what would make them underrated. Would we say Sly Cooper is underrated, or is it sufficiently rated? Because, I mean, Sly Cooper's really great, but you don't hear people, you know... It's not still continuing, but neither is Jack and Daxter, so, you know... L.A. Noire face capture still impresses me to this day. Dude, it's still, like... It's still kind of almost the best in terms of its facial performance capture. Like, holy... You play that game now, it's like, yeah, the textures and stuff aren't as high-res as, you know, games now, but the actual performance, like, is there in terms of the faces. Like, some of the most impressive facial animation in video games. And the reason why it's so impressive is because it's, you know, it's like... Is because it's literally capturing the performance of the face directly. It's even better than motion capture or like facial capture because it's literally like recording them. God Hand is pretty underrated. It is pretty underrated, yeah, that one is. Thoughts on MK11's gameplay? I am not the guy to ask, man. I am not a fighting game aficionado. What do you think? What do you think of Epic Games purchasing games to be exclusive to their launcher? What do you think I think of that? I'll tell you, I'm not a fan. May come as a surprise. What's the difference between personal opinion, subjective quality, and objective quality? So like subjective and personal opinion are kind of like one and the same. I guess let's put it this way, right? Let me think of something that I know is good that I don't like. That exist. Me pausing is not like I get it right all the time. Okay, well, I won't give you an example because I can't think of one. But let's say you're like, okay, I realize it's good, but I don't like it. I think that's the best exemplar of the difference between your opinion and whether or not you're making an objective statement. Like, for example, if someone said, I don't like the Shawshank Redemption, there's nothing I can say to that because they just don't like it. And if they say, yeah, it's good, it's really good, but I don't like it, it's like, okay, you've done something there. You've separated your subjective view of the film from its actual quality from a writing and and that sort of perspective. Whereas if you came up to me and said The Shawshank Redemption is a bad movie, I'd be having words with you because it's objectively great. You know, we can make qualitative statements about stories, but it's we talk about this in the podcast. Go watch it. Are you going to do more content other than streams? Yes, I did mention that earlier. Cartoons, animations. You'll see a video about it sometime in the next month, hopefully. I thought you were dead. No, unfortunately, I'm not dead yet. Friggy noticed me. Glad you're not dead yet. Yeah, see, I'm not so sure if I share the same view. Oh boy, look at Friggy getting all cynical again. Do you think Dragon Age 4 is gonna suck after Anthem? I've lost a lot of faith in BioWare. It's not even the same team anymore, so I don't even really know what to think of them. I don't know if I'd say like I don't know. I mean, it could be good, but I'm not optimistic. Where's your line drawn when it comes to stupid humor movies? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, if you mean what do I like, in terms of comedy, I'm not really sure. You need to explain that one a little bit more. I'm not getting it. I'm depressed about the death of animation in film. Well, I mean, animation is still very much a part of film, but like, but it's just not 2D animation, right? Like it's mostly 3D stuff, which is fine. Like it's not necessarily a problem, but yeah, I think I would prefer it if there were more 2D animated movies too. But I think, Into the Spider-Verse is a good example of you don't need it to be 2D to sort of have a certain style and be innovative. How to Train Your Dragon 3 is a great example of animated films being good as of recent. Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I've heard a lot of good things about that series in general. I guess maybe it just came out at the wrong time because I'm not super familiar with it. What hurts me most as a 90s kid is seeing all the Disney Renaissance era films getting live action or realistic remakes for adults, implying that 2D animation was for kids only. That's a very good point, man. I am not excited for these live action remakes of, like Aladdin and Lion King and shit. Yeah, what do you like in comedy movies like Step Brothers? Well, Step Brothers is like, it's fine. It's very lowbrow though, isn't it? Like, it ain't the best, is what I'm trying to say. Um, and not everything needs to be like Shaun of the Dead. Not everything needs to be. Not everything needs to be awesome like those movies. Not only from a comedy perspective, but also a dramatic perspective as well. But I don't think. I would say that the good comedy movies are severely outnumbered by the bad ones. I love Jon Favreau, but why remake Lion King? It was already great. Well, I mean that's it, isn't it? Do you think you can make something better? Because I'm not sure that that's possible. And if not, why even do it? Lion King is a masterpiece. Just leave it be. Far as games I'm concerned, I'm most excited for Outer Worlds and Borderlands 3. I would be, but they're Epic exclusives, so yeah, no thanks. I'll wait for them to come out, and 2020 is looking like a good year for PC gaming. I've been hearing there's a lot of controversy surrounding Borderlands 3, though. What is the difference between objectively good and objectively great? I don't know, man. Like, that's hard. These are discussions that take a long time to reach a conclusion on. I'm really, and I'm also kind of tired, so I'm not really in a position to give you a good answer on that. Send that question to Mauler; he might have one. Or watch the podcast. Episode 1 in the description. People remake things all the time when they're already great. They're rebooting Drake and Josh. Are you serious? Jesus Christ. If they remake Ed, Edd n Eddy, I'm gonna flip my fucking desk. I swear to God. Or if they remake Dexter's Lab, live action Dexter's Lab. I wish I was kidding. I wish you were too. We live in the worst timeline if that's true. Dude, we definitely live in the darkest timeline. Keep an eye out for Evil Abed when you go to the shops. You might see him. I hope Thundercats 2019 is cancelled. It's MIA and I hope it stays. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Thundercats. Thundercats Raw thing. Oh! Man, the thing with that show as well is like, you know, the animation and how it's not even consistent. Like, there's one shot where his thumb just looks absolutely ridiculous. Like, it doesn't look like a thumb. It's like... I dislike the Cal art style so much. I've seen a lot of debate over the whole thing of, like, homogenous art style in animation, because there's a school of thought that it's not homogenous, and to a point, you know, that it's kind of, like, true. It's, I don't know, I think Cal arts is fine, like, it's just oversaturated. Which I think nobody can fucking deny that. Like, I mean, holy shit. Like, yeah, it's oversaturated. And I guess the appeal of it is that it's fairly easy to draw. You know, like, you don't even need to learn how to draw it to be able to draw it. And that, I know someone will be like, oh, no, that's not true. It's like, yeah, fucking is. You have to learn how to draw the style of The Simpsons, you know what I mean? But Cal Arts is, like, fairly straightforward. Just draw a bean-shaped face, and like a mouth that's shaped like a like a bean as well. Everything's shaped like a bean. Everything's soft. You know, like no thin lines, which I'm not a big fan of either. I like thick outlines. But like I said, you know, like in 2010 when it was just Adventure Time or, you know, Steven Universe or whatever, it was probably fine, but then... or Gravity Falls, but then, you know, eventually it's just like more and more shows. And I guess, you know, you look at like cartoons in the 90s and the early 2000s, and I just don't see that same thing. Or, you know, like Batman the Animated Series, things like that. Can objectivity be measured? Do you mean like objective quality? Because I think, yeah, but you have to set a framework. You know, like you have to set your criteria, your framework for your standards, so that it's easy for people to understand those standards and yeah, that's what I'd say, right? Like if you want to measure it, you need to set your standards. You're talking about writing, cinematography, and what is your baseline. That's what I would say. But you know, I ain't the end all and be all on objectivity. I think it's I think you got to work towards it. You know what I mean? While I do love recent cartoons like Gravity Falls, BoJack Horseman, etc., I'm rewatching a lot of older cartoons like Kids Next Door, Gargoyles, and realizing how good Western animation was. There's a lot of good stuff in animation in general, Eastern or Western. I'm more of a fan of Western animation because I think it's a lot more diverse in terms of art styles and genre and stuff. But I have seen some anime that I really like. One Punch Man, I sing the praises of that game. I really sing the praise game. But will you be uploading again though? Well, I'm working on stuff. What does Cosmoronic mean? It's cosmic and moronic in one word. And it works because Cosmoronic, like it's a pun. Because if you cut out the moronic, you got cosmic. It's you see, it's really clever. You see. Fucking idiot. Not you, me. I'm a fucking retard. And Eddie has some of the best sound effects ever. You're not wrong there, man. It's like, it's a really good sound design. I miss the old days. Ed, Nettie. Yeah. And then it was like, that was wrong. Wrong key. Wrong something. And what was Dexter's Lab? Something like bum 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 da na 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 da na 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 brum dum brum da na 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 bum 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 bum. Can you tell I like those cartoons? That feeling when the serious right show is being humming funky themes after 11 months of absence. And I remember there was what was it, Foster's Home, which I'm not as big a fan of. I'm just checking my text. Oh, Cow and Chicken, that was one. Shit. I remember that. Not as big a fan of that one. I think it was, what was it? It was a cartoon lineup. Maybe that was part of it as well. But I just remember it was like Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Lab, Ed, and Eddie. I'm sure that there was something else. Where are you going to host your comic story, on what site, Frinny? Well, like, if it were a graphic novel, I'd be trying to get it published. But in terms of, like, comics, it's probably going to be on Twitter and on my website, which I'll show off more, like, later on. It is actually done. Like, I have a website, but I'll wait on that one until I figure out what I'm doing with comics. I'll be wrapping up in about 5 minutes, lads. So, you got any questions, send them through. I'll try and answer them. I want to take a quick break before I have to head out again. Because, yeah, it's the morning. I've been up for several hours. I'm still working on this commission. This might actually take longer than I thought it would. But yeah. Do you think Steven Universe is trash? I haven't seen it really, so I can't say. It don't really look like something that I would, like, you know, enjoy. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I think I've seen, like, maybe 1 or 2 episodes, but, have I even? Like, I've only ever seen videos about the show. I haven't seen the show. Why did you stream the same time Wolf did? I didn't know he was streaming. I guess that's what I'll be watching after this one wraps up. I wasn't hugely into Kids Next Door when I was little, but it's a fairly inspired show with a ton of creativity. Yeah, I think it grew on me as well, even as a kid. Like, at first it's like, yeah, whatever. But then I think it really caught on for me. Just stream more often so I can think of thought-provoking questions. When it's ad hoc, it's hard to think of something off the top of my head. Yeah, sure, we'll see about streaming more frequently. I mean, the podcast is the thing, but what I want to do is I want to have like an accompanying live show, like a Cosmoronic live show or an after show. Something like that would be cool. Oh, Animaniacs, yeah. It's time for Animaniacs. We have pay or play contracts. We're zany to the max. We got... Fuck. Fuck. I know this song better than that. Fucking hell. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's, like, we're... Fuck. I'm trying to get it right, like, in terms of the tone. We're Animaniacs. We have pay or play contracts. We're zany to the max. There's baloney in our slacks. We're Animani. Totally insane. Pinky and the brainy. Animaniacs. Those are the facts. Fucking shit, man. That show is so good. It's so good. It's so well written. It's insanely well written. It's sharp as fuck, that show. We're Animani, totally insane, cockamani. Animaniacs, those are the facts. And then what was the songs? Like the one where he sings the countries, you know, all the capitals. Something Mississippi, something like Kentucky. That's all the capitals. There are. What was that? Wanted Australian man screeching children's cartoon songs. I hear they make wonderful clam chowder. And then what was the one? The song where he was like singing the it was the dictionary, everything in the dictionary. Oh, I'm sure we'll get more people to watch these streams when I'm doing like Cosmoronic and stuff more frequently. You know, it takes a while to get back into the groove of things. The alphabet song, my lad. It's great, isn't it? Oh, yeah, cat, dog. Cat, dog. Cat, dog. I can't remember the words for that one, except for the cat, dog parts. And fucking, are they doing Oh, yeah, they are doing Animaniacs again. But, you know, Steven Spielberg is attached, so that's a little bit promising. And if they got all the same voice actors, because a big thing, right, with a lot of the remakes is when they're just like, yeah, fuck the original voice actors. Let's get new people. It's not like the voice is intrinsic to the character. I can't remember what the Johnny Bravo one was though. All right, that's it. That's enough. I said I'd wrap it up. Oh yeah, Pinky and the Brain. That's the one, right? The Pinky and the Brain, 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 bum, bum, something like that. All right, that's enough of that. Thank you for sticking around. Remember, Cosmoronic #1, get on it. All the future episodes will be uploaded there. I'll probably upload Cosmoronic #1 on this channel tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for sticking around. It's been fun. Keep it into the ground. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll put the updates there. Thanks, lads. I'll catch you next time.